Well, hello everybody. How are you today? It's so very good to see you all today. I'm in another location, obviously back here in Connecticut. Um, and I wanted to point out, just in case you did not realize it, but last time we got together, we talked about courage, strength, conviction, congruence, and all those good things. And it dawned on me that I had done that with you all the time before that when we got together. So I liked that segment so much that I actually did it twice for you. So if you didn't check it out, go ahead and go back and take a listen to my discussion on courage. Yeah, obviously, I like it a lot, and I hope you will too. But today is our next session of our Ask Me Anything open office hours, and I am Michael Macniak. Today is March 2nd, 2021. Cold day here in the Northeast. Um, Today, I want to talk to you before we get into specific questions that you all may have for me. I want to get into a discussion around your productivity. A huge part of what makes us feel alive, a huge part of what makes us feel like we are accomplishing, like we have a mission or that we actually have a goal, is how we measure ourselves in terms of our productivity. So as you sit here and listen to my voice today, consider how you are doing in each of these different facets, and how can you improve where you are right now in relationship to the different things I'm going to discuss with you. Because having a feeling of productivity is really about having a feeling of accomplishment. It really is. And it's almost like the very first essence of accomplishment is this concept of productivity. So I just want to make sure that you are aware of how important I believe that this is. So again, as always, I want you just to listen to what I'm saying, maybe write down some aha moments, and certainly rate yourself on a scale of 1 to 10. How are you doing relative to the things that the topics that I bring up? Because at the end, we want to analyze that. We want to analyze your rating for yourself, and we want to say, why? Why did I give myself that rating, and how can I improve that rating, or do I need to improve that rating? Uh, so anyway, the first thing that I want to talk about with you with regard to this concept of productivity is the degree of satisfaction that you currently have with where you are in life, right? In order to be productive, we have to be goal driven. We have to have some creative outlet. We have to have something that inspires us and pushes us and keeps us moving forward. It's the essence of productivity. So how satisfied are you with where you are in life right now? And how does that translate into what degree of productivity you're having? Are you walking around sort of like just in a fog? Do you lack focus? Are you distracted a lot? Are there competing interests vying for your time? Are there competing interests that go against maybe some of the goals that you have in your heart and in your soul? Do you feel like you're making an impact in the world? Are you living every single day with some a feeling of vibrancy? Because it's so vital. It's so important to feeling like we are getting somewhere, like we're doing something and we're meaningful. Now, I would say this, I say this to people a lot, when you are in a place of dissatisfaction, congratulations. Because when we're dissatisfied with where we are, it's usually the best place for us to get satisfied, right? When we're uncomfortable, we want to get comfortable. When we're not satisfied, we want to get satisfied. That's why you're here. That's why you hear my voice. That's why you listen to these broadcasts. And it's why, frankly, we're doing the work. So, you're here to get more satisfied, and I'm here to help you to get more satisfied, to get you into more productive. So I would like to ask you, how do you feel in terms of your productivity? And the second thing I want to talk about is something we talked about way back at the beginning of the year, or at the end of last year, when we mentioned clarity and focus. And this is related because I want to know if you are marching towards something with a single focus or a vision. Do you have that for yourself? Do you have that for your family? Do you have it for your loved one? You know, every single journey is going to be a hell of a lot more effective when we know where we're going, right? Instead of just being a vagabond and sort of just wandering about, when we know where we're going and why we're going there, we can actually measure our progress. We can actually set a route and follow the route and make some headway. That's the idea. Get clear, get focused on what it is that you want or what you need, what your family needs, what your loved one needs. Okay, next, do you feel a degree of momentum in your life on a daily basis? Do you feel like you're rolling downhill instead of pushing uphill all the time? Is there some kind of gathering force, like a wave coming in and pushing you? Is it getting behind you and pushing you into a feeling of productivity? Is there personal growth? Do you feel personal growth in your life? And when I talk about personal growth, I'm talking about like a tactical growth. I'm talking about a sense of accomplishment. Are you there? Are you ready to launch? Are you ready to fly? Whatever cliche you want to throw at me right now. How ready are you to jump? How ready are you to fly and soar? Do you feel a sense of momentum? Now, as I talk about these things, if it's really like, oh my God, I am a 1 or a -1 on all of these, Michael, this is ridiculous. Be kind to yourself, all right? You're here again because you are interested in improving these numbers. You have to give yourself credit for that. I honor you for that. You're taking a step just by listening to my voice for whatever the last 7 minutes. You're taking the step in the right direction. So respect that about yourself. Be kind to yourself. Don't judge yourself harshly with these things. We're here to support you. I'm here to support you. You're here to get support. Set small goals. We don't have to fly like I just said. If taking a shower in the morning is a big goal for you, then get up tomorrow, take a shower. Hey, you accomplished your goal. That's great. Now go make your bed too, right? That's a great goal. So again, this does not have to be giant leaps, okay? They could be one small step, as the man on the moon said. Okay. Another thing that I think is very important with regard to our productivity is how much time we have free. And this does not mean free time because you don't have a job. This doesn't mean free time because you are a video game junkie, right? This is like free time that you schedule for yourself. This is designed white space in your calendar that you choose to go do something. You choose a hobby. You choose to exercise. You do something that excites you. Especially with the pandemic and whatnot, a lot of people in my profession are saying, I used to go to meeting to meeting to meeting, and I'd have to drive a half hour to get to the meeting. So I always had that sort of decompression time in between meetings where it could take a half hour, an hour to get to the next meeting. And now we're living in this world where it's just push a button and here we are, we're having a meeting. And then one after this, and then one after this, and one after this. We don't have that free time. And people are really noticing that difference. And it's profound. It really is. It's impacting a lot of people in that regard. So schedule that free time. I talk to you guys about this all the time. Schedule some time for some fun, right? The dirty little F word that I use all the time. Get in there and have some fun. Schedule it. Make it a date with yourself. Okay, so how are you doing with that? How are you doing with scheduling and making sure that you have free time? Okay, and finally, I fall victim to this a lot. I really do. How much time are you spending doing busy stuff? Stuff that can be done by somebody else, stuff that can be delegated, stuff that is you're producing, but don't confuse it with being productive. Okay, you may be producing stuff, but it's just stuff that is fluff. It may not be necessary for the ultimate goal. A lot of us spend a lot of time creating, and for me, I'm always creating new content and doing new projects and writing new things, and I love it. But sometimes you find I'm sitting here creating just for the sake of creating, and it's not for any ultimate purpose. It's not, you know, moving my proverbial ball down the field. So when we're talking about productivity and we talk about busy work, we don't want to measure our work and the amount of tasks that we do. You know, there's tons of people who have 75 emails that they respond to a day, when what they should be doing is just delete, 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 or block, 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 and not even get 75 emails a day. It's so responding to 75 emails a day is measuring tasks. It's not measuring productivity. You got to be doing stuff that matters, and it matters to you deeply, in order to feel like you are truly productive and to give yourself a good score in this regard. So add those numbers up, tell me what you came up with, and then go to that curious mind place, right? Say, hey, why? Why did I give myself that score? Or why am I not better in one of those 5 areas? You know, why am I not scheduling more free time? Why am I not feeling a sense of momentum? And then, you know, let's try to get it better. So some of the ways that you can improve, right? Okay, so those are areas to measure your productivity. Now, how can we improve on each one of those areas? Okay, first things first, and most of you are here because you know this one wholeheartedly. You got to find something that you think is worth fighting for. You got to have something that you believe in, a cause that you're behind, a mission, a passion, some key activity that's directly connected to what makes you tick and why you do what you do, why you getting out of bed in the morning. Find something worth fighting for and go for it. You know, most of you here that are coming to me through Family Empowerment Now are coming to me because they are here working with a family member. They are here working with someone they love. They're working in a service system that is frustrating them. So keep that zeal, right? Okay, number 2, remove your distractions. Remove your distractions. The average person watches 4 hours of television per day. In an average life expectancy of a human being, that equates to 13 years of 24 hours a day, 7 days a week of TV watching. Think about that. Think about the distraction that the internet has given us, the distraction that our phones are causing us, the distraction of those 75 emails. You got to remove those distractions. If you sat down for 13 years of your life and just wiped it away, that's what you're doing in front of the television if you're watching 4 hours of TV a day. Now, most of us, or most people I know, don't watch 4 hours of TV a day, but I know that there's a lot of people out there that do. I mean, the averages are an average for a reason, right? Remove those kinds of distraction. Okay, next, renew something, reset something. Were you on a diet and you failed? Have you been on an exercise regimen and you gave it up? Are you moving? Are you making sure that you are maintaining vibrancy in your body and the way that you feel? Are you taking breaks? Are you taking vacations? Are you going on a sabbatical? Are you finding things that are novel or challenging to you? Do you have anything in your life that gives you a rejuvenation, right? This reset button kind of a thing. And something that you could take pride in the result of. You know, I was talking to one of my dear friends. She's just wonderful. She's a client, but she's a friend. She's just been a great person. And she's told me that she has given herself the gift of being creative again. She makes women's handbags. And for years, she made them and she made great money doing it. She had basically a factory going in her house where she was pumping these things out. And you know, the mental illness in her family took over, beat her down, and she was unable to do this restorative hobby that she had. She was actually making money with too. And just recently she started doing it again. And she says it's because she gave herself the chance to rejuvenate and renew. I was so happy to hear that. So good for you. Again, I'm not a fitness guru by any stretch, but At what level are you taking care of your fitness and your nutrition? A lot of people will tell you you got to approach it like it's a job. You know, make sure you can measure your progress. You know, eat less, count calories, walk, take longer walks, run, take longer runs, weights, lift more weights, or however you want to do it. Fitness, nutrition, those are things that really help us in terms of being productive. And then finally, set goals. We talked about setting goals. They could be small goals like getting up in the morning and taking a shower. They could be huge goals. Set them every day, set them every month, but don't set them every year. You know, how many of us follow New Year's resolutions through a whole year? I mean, I remember one year when I was a kid, I stopped drinking soda and I made it through the whole year. That was, I don't know how, I don't know why. I don't care for soda that much anyways. So I guess it was easy for me. But you know, you could read, there's books out there. I think one of them is called the 90-Day Year or something like that. The concept being that we need to take life in smaller chunks. Don't set a goal for a year, set a goal for a month, set a goal for a quarter. It just feels like it's so much more attainable when we do that. When we set a smaller goal over a smaller course of time, we can measure that progress, we can accomplish that goal. And you know, that really helps us feel like we have that momentum that I talked about before, and therefore keeps us being in action and keeps us being productive. Remind yourself of what that goal is, and keep asking yourself how you're doing, where are you dropping off, where is it not working. All right, so that is the discussion that I wanted to have with y'all today about productivity. I hope you got something from that. I hope that you gave yourself a kind score, and I also hope that you make a vow and a commitment to bringing those numbers up, whatever those numbers may be. So I will now stop the recording, and I will go to, as we always do, to private discussions and questions that you all may have for me in, with regard to productivity or with regard to any issue that you may be having with your family, your loved one, or with anything with the struggle against mental illness. Until next time, I love doing this work for you guys, and thank you for the work that you do on behalf of someone else. You're doing yeoman's work, you're doing God's work. So thanks again.